You guys want to watch on YouTube or sit here if you want. But welcome to showing Hello World 1, 2. So feel free to sit, like grab like if you wanna. So I'll explain it right now. So this is how to build your private AI second brain, and you can follow along with a laptop and like download all the open source software and go along step by step. Or if you want, you can just listen and grab your laptop if you feel like it, or you can watch it later. And all the steps and download links are available in the project description. And but I'll give you an overview, an intro right now. So I will start with the Luma event. And so this is the AI Power Users Day 1, Build Your Private AI Second Brain. Let's see, my name is Konrad. I am a software engineer for the last 10 years, a content creator, educator, AI and crypto hackathonner, and digital nomad. And I'm the founder of myargoquest.com, a private AI journaling app. And in this course, we'll set up our own second brain, aka knowledge base, aka personal agent on your computer, and that could be Mac OS is the best, Windows is the worst, Linux is all right, good, but all of these will work on all of those except for cmux. So I'll give you a high-level overview, and then we'll go into it. And by the end of this 45-minute session, you should have, you can have your own set of folders with a structure of how to organize all your projects, research areas, and archives using the para method. You'll have a speech-to-text program that is free running on your computer that would allow you to just press a button and speak and enter text in to have greater, faster words per minute than you could type. And we'll set up Obsidian, which is a notes-taking tool. It's also open source. There's a free version, and it allows you to see all of your files, text files, markdown files, and edit them manually and visualize how they all connect, kind of a linked set of notes. Except it does not allow you to view code files. So mostly you won't need to look at code files, but we will have also like download VS Code, which is a free open source coding editor by Microsoft that is great for inspecting the files and checking what's under the hood, how it works, your set of folders that has your knowledge base, but also you can put in apps there and create apps. And also we'll create skills, which skills are used by the agent to automate things, say like a workflow. For example, I created these beautiful Luma images using a skill that has like a reference photo, and so pretty much all of these skills are kind of replacing software because the agent just writes software for you just in time as you need it, and it's custom to you. And so those are skills, and that can be viewable if you need to, but you shouldn't have to in the VS Code editor. And then I mentioned the agent. That is similar to, if you're familiar with like Claude Code, this is like an open source version of Claude Code. That's the agent harness. And that's been a really breakthrough thing in the past like 8 months and 12 months, where we have agent harnesses that pretty much glue together all of these AI calls and are operating inside of your file system on your computer, meaning they run commands directly on your computer, like changing files, creating bash scripts, and that's the agent harness, Hermes, but that's just the code harness. We also need the AI, the LLM. That's the Morpheus, which is a private, decentralized AI provider. And that will allow you to have that intelligence, the latest, greatest models. You can just swap out the model for the latest and greatest, and mostly those are open source. There are also private, there are also closed source models there. And then as a backup, there's another service, OpenRouter, which allows you to also have all of the open source models for like the lowest cost. If there are some things you want to do that you don't care about privacy, but you care more about speed and cost, if you want to have lower cost, you can look at the latest open source model that are recently becoming just as strong and good as the closed source models. Let me check the audio, how that's going. Is it working? Cost? If you want to have lower cost, you can look at the latest open source model that are. All right, I think the mic is working and stuff. So, and last, the cmux is like a terminal open source project. It's a terminal built specifically for agents that have a lot of conveniences to work with agents. And at the end, we will have all of this running locally, and then we'll create a first skill to have like a daily stand-up. So like tech companies have this kind of a ritual where every morning they get together for like 10 minutes and you just say what you did since last meeting, what you're plan to do today, and if you have any blocks. And we'll speak that to the agent. He will log it and give us some tips or advice and be able to be our kind of a team of our tech department, and having all the context of your knowledge-based second brain. So yeah, the end value is that we're moving from a place where we buy software or we use software to where we just have a personal agent that just writes our software for us, creates our own brand, our own apps, and they can help you with creating your own app, running your business, creating your YouTube channel, editing your podcast, editing videos, creating ads, pretty much like your own personal AI army. There's links to the website and the kind of download sheet of all the files, and it pretty much says all of that. And there's a quiz at the end. You can do the quiz and short answer section to test your knowledge. I will start from the beginning and pause there. Let's. Adina, what do you think?
I think it's really interesting.
I have two people here in the room. Adina thinks it's interesting. Michael, what do you think?
It's the future.
It's the future. All right. That's encouraging for diving into this. So, I had some intro music that was dope, right? Did you like the intro music? Should I play it again? I think we need an intermission. That was also created by my AI. I was like, give me some intro music. I was like, I like lo-fi and anime, and make it jazzy. Take a minute to set up this thing. And I want to take a moment to appreciate this loading screen. I just set up the OBS right now, and it took me a while to figure out. But also, this is created by AI. It's a fun loading screen. All right. Now going back. So the modules. We're going to download everything, set up the folder, set up the agent, and in 30 minutes, you'll have your own skill. That's the goal. Start with, first thing is cmux. There's a link here. You love this island? Man-made island? It's an island. It's a man-made island that cost $100 billion to build, with its own lakes and irrigation systems. It's pretty wild. So cmux is Mac only. If you have a Windows, you can you would need to use something else. Just use a terminal. Hey Tomo. Hey Kai. Feel free to sit on a table, open up laptops, and we are just going. There's chairs there. Also, you can use these chairs. And there's a lot of space here and there, and just the camera is. This is the live stream. There's the camera, and you can. I just started a bit late, 10 minutes ago, and the live stream.
Okay, got it.
I am live streaming right now on YouTube, and it's got this mic, and it's got this music, and it's got a little bit of this screen.
Okay.
And I am projecting this. So TLDR for the people that just joined, in the next 30 minutes we're going to set up our own personal agent, and follow along. And you can skip steps, but try to catch up with where we are, and then you'll have all of the things, all the links and steps. And you can jump through the YouTube video later on to see what steps you missed. So first it's the cmux. I just downloaded it, and it looks like this. The links are in there. And you must know this. You just pretty much download it and drag it to applications. I already did this, so I'll show you. It looks like this, and it opens up in your file system. It's basically, file system is the internal workings of your computer, and you have your file path here. And basic commands to know: cd is change directory, cd space, and then enter. Here I'm in my home directory. I have a folder called dev where I have all of my code stuff, and here I will make a new folder, mkdir. You can put this in your documents, or documents is really good too. So actually I'll just put it in documents as well. In cd documents, ls lists all of the existing files there, mkdir, make directory, second brain. That's it, cd second brain. So this will be the place where I have the folders, the knowledge base, the second brain. And using the folder structure called the para method from Tiago Forte, he's known for popularizing the concept of the second brain and using this for just note-taking for your own folder structure. But now we also have the agent, which is actually doing things, and it's even more great. So I will mkdir, make all of these directories, these folders, right? Projects, research, areas, and archives. These are all of these folders, ls, and that's cmux, the terminal for agents. That's open source. Next thing, okay, next best thing is Handy. Allows you to do speech to text. Handy.computer, download from Mac. The links are there. Downloading. So I already have downloaded. General transcribe shortcut. If you tap here, you can change this, and I just changed it to FN, function key. So that's all I have to press to start speaking, and push to talk, and then it will start transcribing. And you have models here which are downloaded, and you can select which language you want. For example, if you're from Cambodia, Khmer, Khmer language, speech to text, model, and source. And I think it's like Whisper, OpenAI Whisper, or Qwen 3. So 99 languages. I think Whisper Medium, this one has it. Or Qwen 3 ASR. This one also has Qwen 3 or Whisper. So those will have Cambodian language, Khmer. So you can select models here, pretty much history, about, and so for example, explain to me what is a Morpheus AI. So you can see on the bottom, I just pressed FN function, and I just spoke. On the bottom of the screen, you can see that it was transcribing. So I can search about Morpheus AI and type this into Google. Morpheus Network, Decentralized Web3 AI. All right, we'll come back to that and continue with next. All right, let's do the same for Obsidian and VS Code. Links are here. VS Code, Obsidian. Download for Mac. Get Obsidian for Mac OS. Obsidian. File. So once you download it, drag it to your applications folder, and then open Obsidian. And then file open vault, and you're in this folder, this view, and then create a new vault, vault name, second brain, and location. We go to where we just created that folder, second brain, inside of cmux. So we should see the folders. Alright, so I'm looking forward to open the vault. So creating a vault, open folder as vault, and documents, second brain, that has all of these folders we just created, open. So yeah, instead of creating a new vault, we had to go to select folder as vault, and then now we have the existing folders. And Visual Studio Code, same thing, download and new window and open, and again go to the documents, second brain, open. So this is for looking at code, and Obsidian is looking at and creating markdown files and notes and visualizing them. Okay, let's take a break for a minute. I will play music and let people catch up. How's it going? I'm gonna do. How are you guys feeling? I'm gonna play music. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I am taking a minute's break and playing music. You're thirsty. So be back in 1 minute.
Do you have I've never made something archive because we can check later because I'm not sure how we can set up first.
You can go back on this video.
Yes, it's not the archive, right? Okay, got it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be live.
Okay.
It's gonna be live. All right. I'm happy it's still going. Live stream is working. The Wi-Fi is from my hotspot on my phone, so this is pretty good. After that short intermission, we set up cmux, the terminal, Obsidian, VS Code, para method folder structure here. Next is Hermes. Then, that's the agent harness. Next is Morpheus. That's the private AI. And then we'll have OpenRouter as a backup or alternative that's not private, but has benefits of lower cost and speed. And then we'll create the skill, and that will be the conclusion. All right, so Hermes, open source AI agent from Nose Research. Unlike a chatbot like ChatGPT, it can take actions, read and write files in your folder, run commands, remember things, and run reusable skills. The key breakthrough is the agent loop. And let's see, Hermes agent code, the code base, it's open source on the GitHub. 20,000 commits. Last commit 25 minutes ago. It's very active. GitHub README information here. News Research is the company that created. And it has a built-in learning loop. It creates skills from experience, improves them during use, nudges itself to persist knowledge, searches its own past conversations, and builds a deepening model of who you are across sessions. And you can run it on your own computer, on a VPS. That means like on a server. So that if you run it on a server, you can have it always on. Otherwise, if it's on your laptop, it only runs when your laptop is awake and running. Let's download it and install it. All right, Mac OS, you take this command, which will install it. Curl, it means it's internet HTTP request to this URL, and we'll start the download. So it's setting up the Python environment, and then we will reload the terminal and confirm it works. So that's on cmux. On Windows, it's a different command. It's using Homebrew. That's the Mac OS package downloader, package manager. It's downloading Python packages, installing the correct Python version. Oh, I think I need some lo-fi to make this even better. Okay, I'm going to play my favorite lo-fi. It's from my website. It's from konradnas.com. So happy it's running and the audio is picked up. Thanks to OBS, the live streaming open source software I'm using, would you like to see what can be imported?
Yes. Do you know that there are 3 things that I particularly hate? Kids, animals, women with attitudes.
You may have like questions on the terminal on the installation, like detected another OpenClaw, another agent installation. So answer the questions. Yes, it's all right. Which kind of setup? Let's do full setup. Configuration locations. Okay, select provider. Let's see. Do open AI, and then we just change. No, let's do open router. Open router API key. We'll do that later. Enter. Reconfigure terminal backend. Select terminal backend, local. Messaging platform, no. Messaging platform, Telegram is the default. We don't need that for now. These are tools. Video analysis, okay. Video generation, okay. Twitter search, okay. Context engine, okay. Home Assistant, no. Spotify, no. Computer use, okay. Agent to agent, no. So you can just go press enter, skip this, or if you want to add some of those tools that are not selected, you can do that. Local browser, yes. That determines which browser it will use to do web search. Provider. Open router for image generation. We'll configure the keys later. Provider for text-to-speech, Microsoft Edge. It's free, good quality, no API key. Use that. Video generation. I will use FAL AI. Use FAL AI is an open source. I will configure this later, the API keys. Configure vision backend. Custom OpenAI video image analysis, custom OpenAI model. You can leave that blank. Firecrawl, this is for research. You can use Brave search for accessing, grabbing information from the internet. Brave is a browser, and this is a free service. For logging into X accounts, I will skip this for X. Tools for Telegram, I'll just use the defaults. Headless, local browser, I will take this default. This is for provider for image generation. Val AI, and don't need keys for now. This is we already did this, so also I will skip through this. Image analysis. Vision model. Gemini 3.1 Pro preview, but you can also just skip this. Okay. Do you like to install a gateway as a background service? Yes. So gateway allows you to connect to like a Telegram or WhatsApp. I won't be using that today, but for the future, it's good to have it downloaded. Now we reload the terminal and check that it was installed. Or you can open a new tab and Hermes Hermes-help should return the list of all the commands that Hermes can accept. So if it said something like Hermes is undefined, that would mean that it was not installed. So we are good here. So now there's 2 more steps to create the Morpheus account, connect the API key. Alternatively, get the Open Router API key and connect that, and then create the first skill. So that was a lot of steps. I will take a 3 minutes music break. And go get like water or take a break, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, I am back. I just learned how to play music in the background. So there's 2 more steps. Let's start connecting the model to the agent. So we have to go create the Morpheus account, go to app.mor.org, create an account and log in, and then we have to create an API key. And copy the API key, and you have to keep it somewhere safe. Don't show it on the screen or anybody. It's the password that will charge your account. But it's to start with, it's free. But at some point, it will be costing. But also, it's like very low cost. And so API keys should be secured and treated like passwords. Same for the open router, which will be the same thing, except it's open router, it's not private. So Morpheus API key, I already created an account, and this is the dashboard, the API keys page, and you create a key here, you copy the base URL, and copy your key. Also, there's a test page where playground. Where we can test the model and find the model name. The model is GLM-5 up here, and then we can test its response. Write a poem about AI and human symbiosis, testing its response, waiting for response, GLM-5. This is the playground tab on the left. It's a platform that connects GPU providers with like people needing the model usage. So there are a list of models here. Model name, context window, capabilities. So fast models, DeepSeek V4 Flash. So there's a response. It is kind of slow, but that was half of a cent. Latency, it was like 63 seconds, which is extremely, extremely slow. DeepSeek V4 Flash. So this is like a platform that's like very new and still kind of like some of the models are slow. Write a poem about AI and humans. Latency, that was like 14 seconds. Tokens in, tokens out. Cost, it does not say. But I think this one's good to use DeepSeek V4 Flash. So I take this model name and I take the API key and I set it to the agent variables. So going back to, I'll go to Visual Studio Code, and here I will create a new file called it .env. This takes the environment variables files, and there I will create those variables. These. So just so I have the model name. Base URL is this, and OpenAI API key is this. So you can paste your API key there, and it's available for you to copy here under API keys. So I will do that off screen on another tab here. So now I'm copying my API key to the environment variables. So I set up the environment variables in that .env file, and I run Hermes agent to start. Asks me to set a provider. Yes. Let's do OpenAI. Morpheus does not appear here yet, but OpenAI just uses the same protocol. So it's going to take those same variable names from the environment variable. It'll use the Morpheus base API and the Morpheus API key, so it works just the same. So OpenAI API key, I already have that in the .env, or it's not just detecting it. So I'm gonna paste it in here from the other window. Base URL. Now the second question, base URL. That's going to be different from here. You can use this one. So api.mlr.org. Paste it in here. Enter. Enter custom model. Enter model name. That's going to be, we just tested out DeepSeek V4 Flash. So paste that and enter. Now we can test it. Write a poem about AI and humanity. This is the same kind of thing that we just tried when we were testing out. Failed. Okay, not found. Provider. Okay, let's try provider. .404 not found. That means something with the provider is not working. So to change provider on Hermes agent to please to change the model, you do the configuration or custom endpoint. So Hermes model. asking Gemini to debug. We have looks like API path structure mismatch or hidden default routing task fallback. So let me find the best way to solve this. That's the easiest to explain and do. Looking at documentation, you can change models by Hermes model. Interactive setup. So OpenRouter is another one that's also very convenient, but I will use the custom endpoint and the API base URL. API base URL, pasting this api.mor.org/api/v1 API key. I'll paste it off screen. Select API compatibility mode, select one. It's deep. These are all the models that are available, and we selected DeepSeek V4 Flash. This one. So select model number or type name. I will just type name, context length in tokens, leave blank for auto detect, display name, default. Okay, so we set it. That was through the Hermes space model. Now Hermes will restart and now should connect. Now, by the way, I will use the handy speech to text, which we downloaded first. And so going back to that function key, write a poem about AI and humanity and put it into my research folder. So now we can look at the terminal. It's doing things, searching files, finding research. So that's already 1 minute. Preparing terminal. So this is like multiple AI calls, doing all of these commands, operating on the terminal. One minute and 45 seconds. Once we're done with this, okay, so it's done. So now it created this folder, and now we can look in the Obsidian file. Obsidian inside of research, AI and humanity. So we have the poem there. Inside of Obsidian, we asked the stars, and they gave silence back. The mind we made, and the heart that we made it so. And the heart that made it so. Not to be merged, not one to overthrow, but hand in hand through that we'll never know. The mind we made and the heart that we made so. That's awesome, I love it. So that is a private AI running on our computer, and I just created a file in the research folder. And next step is like you can do the same thing for OpenRouter, and also you have to create an account. You can pay with crypto or fiat, and you can select the model, and it's the same process, but you just change the URL base, and you change the API key, and you change the model name, and then that one can be faster, but it's not private, so you can change across that. So now I'll leave that to for you to do, or another time. But now we'll create a skill and do a stand-up, and then we will conclude. So explain to me what are skills for agents. How do they work? And I'm using it inside of Hermes agent. How does it compare to other skills for Claude Code or OpenClaw or other agents? Tell me all the key things I need to know about skills and how I can create one inside of Hermes. So now I'm using that speech to text, and I'm asking Hermes to explain to me what are skills. But basically, from my knowledge, skills are simple files in the .hermes folder /skills and / the skill name, and that's where they are defined. And how they work is that in every call to the agent, the agent knows that it has a list of accessible skills. For example, I created a skill that creates music for my live stream, and it's called music maker skill. So if I'm talking to my agent and I ask it, make me a song that is like an EDM style with lyrics about transhumanism, it would know that it has that skill there, and then it would invoke that skill. And what that means is like it decides to, hey, give me more information about this skill, and then it would see, okay, I can invoke it with these parameters and get this kind of output, and then decide if it wants to use it. And then basically it uses a pre-existing kind of code and workflows to reuse, so it can recursively like create skills for you for things that you often do. And you can like connect with APIs, for example, FAL AI or Together AI or Gemini, that have all these open source models for like music generation or video generation or image generation or image editing. So pretty much you just have to take care of the API key and pay for the token costs for each call, but then that opens you up to all of the AI models that there are, and there are new ones coming out every day almost, and pretty much they will be able to, you know, function as like Suno, or Suno is a music making app, or function as a video editor app like Higgsfield AI, and you can just ask AI to create a skill to create like generate videos for you or music and so on. So Hermes responded with this whole like Wikipedia article about what are skills. That's more information, and what makes Hermes skills different is that they are self-improving. The agent patches skills when they are wrong or incomplete. How to create a skill in Hermes. You have two options. Personal skill or patch an existing skill. You create a new one or you edit an existing one. So, and rules for good skills. Front load the trigger in a description. That means like the agent will just figure out by itself when to invoke the skill, when to call it. So Hermes skills are different from the Cloud Code or Codex skills because they self-improve. They improve themselves. So let's create that skill for the daily stand-up, and I will do speech to text. Create a skill for me that's called daily stand-up, and it will be invoked every day in the morning, and it should ask me 3 things. What I did in the last day, what I'm planning to do today, and then if I have any blocks. And then once I enter in this this response, save the responses inside of areas folder under stand-up, and then save a new file with today's date that includes what I included in my stand-up, as well as top 3 things that are recommendations and solutions to any kind of problems that I mention or blocks. And then below that, also create like 3 paragraphs of some helpful context from my memory and from all of my knowledge base that is relevant, that would be helpful to help me tackle my tasks that I identified, that I listed for today. So that's the skill. We have to record that inside of areas/stand-up, and every day we'll add a new markdown file like that, with the heading should be the date, and it should be like year, month, and day. That's like just the numbers with periods in between. So that's year, 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 month, month, day, day. And below that, it should have the title stand up, and faithfully record exactly what I entered. And then below that, as I mentioned, the 3 helpful tips and answers and solutions, and then below that 3 paragraphs about that can help me more in depth to help me accomplish my tasks for the day and unblock me if I have any issues that I mentioned. So that's transcribing, and there was a lot of text. All right, and so that's it. Now, so DeepSeek, that's the model, DeepSeek V4 Flash. You can also select other models that you can try, and some are faster. And then also OpenRouter.ai is what I mentioned before, has like all the open models. Open source models has different like image also, and you can look for the best, most popular currently. Okay, DeepSeek V4 Flash is the most popular, the one we're using. Let's Google what is the most popular open source model for Hermes agents right now. So popular probably reflects like lowest cost, but also highest quality. GLM 5.1. So OpenRouter GLM from, looks like from z.ai. Right. So you can try that. Going back to the skill, it's going to create this skill. My battery's gonna die, my laptop's gonna die, so I'm gonna unplug that camera. Now just using my laptop camera. One hour and 16 minutes streaming. That's pretty long, longer than I thought. So looking at it, it's we can see that it's creating this skills folder inside of Hermes, daily stand-ups. All done. Here's what we created: the skill, the cron job daily stand-up every day at 8 a.m. loads the skill. Okay, I didn't even ask you about the cron job, but that's pretty good. That means I have to have my laptop running and be at the terminal to kind of answer it, actually. Or it will just leave it there. So areas, stand up. Okay, now let's run it today. So today's stand-up is as follows. In the past day, I prepared my app Argo for launch. I updated the App Store preview sessions. I set up 2 events for Argo, one kids event and one AI workshop. I handled an issue with the Airbnb, and so on, so on, so on. And today I plan to launch the app, and the difficulty with that is I just have to do testing. And number 2, I have to edit some vlog videos. And number 3, I have to fix my drone and go to the iPhone repair shop. Okay, and no blocks right now. That's a example of a real stand-up, and it should take like no more than 2 minutes. Let's see how it what it does. So normally it would like reference my knowledge base, my projects, and know what like Argo is, what I mentioned, and like potentially see all of my like progress there, and perhaps other like to-do lists, and help me like identify things to get me closer to that goal. I create a memory, and
Do you see now? It means becoming like clear water. Right. Water can take any form. Drifts without effort one moment and pounds down in a torrent the very next.
so creates the memory, and now running the file. Okay, now in Obsidian, we can look at stand-up. There it is, like the format I asked it for, because that's a good format. And the recommendations and solutions and context for today. So, that's really good. And now I'm gonna create a short, brief like guide on what is the para system and like what should go into each folder. The projects, areas, research, and archives. So to help me kind of understand where I should put what, I'm gonna ask it to write me a guide to explain this kind of folder structure. I can also Google it. What is the para system? The para method. It's a digital organization system created by Diego Forte. 4 categories: projects, short-term efforts with a specific goal and a deadline. For example, launch my app. Areas, ongoing responsibilities that require periodic attention without a final deadline. For example, health, finances, household maintenance, stand-ups as well, like stand-up, like working out, my workout tracker, my diet, like I would track my meals or my macros, and like health, perhaps like my my doctor visits, my blood work, and so on. And that's also like private information that I want to keep private and use the private AI for. The resources, topics, or interests of ongoing value that you might want to reference later. I would put there like PDF books of books I want to read. Like for example, I really want to read The Sovereign Individual, and I would put that in there, or GitHub repos, meaning like code or open source software, or my notes, like all of my notes about if I go to a class, or my personal CRM for all the people I meet that are friends or professional connections, so on. And archives are inactive, completed, or halted items moved out of the first 3 categories to keep your active workspace clean. So these are things that are, if you're not updating, you're not using. So it's like, why use it? It's action-oriented, platform agnostic, low maintenance. All right, let's see and my agents just created a guide for me there. Pretty much the same thing I just covered. So that's it. To conclude, also there's the Visual Studio Code, which you can look at, the code, or also the markdown files. So I would have a whole app inside of Areas. I would ask it to create a whole website for me, and I would put that inside of Areas, and I could inspect it. But most people won't really need to use this a lot. So yeah, to conclude, we set up Handy, which is the speech to text. Allows you to type faster with just speaking. cmux is the agent terminal. It's very handy. You can create new tabs here, have multiple agents. So usually I have like 10 tabs with different agents doing different things. Obsidian is for looking at, reading, and adding, creating new files, new nodes. Morpheus is the private AI, so has the benefits of being private. The downside is some of the models are slower, some of them are less responsive. The second backup is a open router, which is super low cost, has a lot of open source models, and works the same way. You just change the API key and you change the base URL. And Hermes agent is the agent harness that uses those models to work in our terminal to create new files, create new apps, create and have skills. And then we created the stand-up skill that runs for us every day and helps us manage all of our projects and be more productive and get things, get more done. So here on the website, you can go through the quiz, and there's more information here and links to the list of all the downloads and all the terminal commands. And yeah, there's a quiz to test your knowledge. And so yeah, also Argo is the app that I'm the founder of, and it's a private AI journaling app. So you can find it at myargoquest.com, and that's it. Peace. I hope that was helpful. Please leave a comment and DM me or email me on Twitter or wherever. Peace.